I have survived on this island for 127 days. I have built a shelter. I have found water. I have even made fire. But today I discovered something that changes everything. Something that means I'm not alone here, and that terrifies me. But let me start at the beginning. My name is Alex Morgan, and 3 months ago, I was a completely different person. I worked in an office, I drank coffee from a machine, I complained about the slow internet. Then, everything changed. It was supposed to be a simple sailing trip around the Pacific Islands. Just me, my friend Marcus, and a rented yacht. We had planned this vacation for 2 years. On the third day, the weather report mentioned a small storm. Nothing to worry about, Marcus said. We have heard that before, haven't we? But this storm was different. The wind arrived first, then the rain. Within an hour, waves as tall as buildings crashed against our boat. Marcus was steering, shouting instructions I couldn't hear over the screaming wind. "Hold on," he yelled. "Hold on to something." I grabbed the railing. The boat tilted sideways, 45 degrees, maybe more. Water poured over the deck, and then I heard the sound that still haunts my dreams. Crack! The mast, the tall pole that holds the sail, it snapped like a toothpick. "Marcus!" I screamed, but when I looked up, he was gone. The wave had taken him. I have never felt so alone in my entire life. I woke up on sand, wet, cold sand. My head was pounding, my lips tasted like salt, everything hurt. For a moment, I thought I was dead. Then I opened my eyes and saw the bluest sky I have ever seen. I sat up slowly. Pain shot through my ribs. Around me, pieces of the yacht were scattered across the beach. Broken wood, torn fabric, a life jacket, half of a cooler. I stood up and looked around. Beach, ocean, jungle, more beach, more ocean. No buildings, no people, no boats on the horizon. I was alone. The sun was high in the sky, maybe noon. I had no idea how long I had been unconscious. Hours? Days? "Hello?" I called out. My voice sounded strange, weak. "Hello? Is anyone there?" Only the waves answered. I have called out 100 times since that day. The island never answers back. I learned something important that first day. Panic doesn't help. It wastes energy. And on a desert island, energy is precious. I forced myself to think clearly. What did I need? What were my priorities? I remembered something from a survival documentary I had watched years ago. The rule of threes. You can survive 3 minutes without air. You can survive 3 hours without shelter in harsh weather. You can survive 3 days without water. You can survive 3 weeks without food. So, shelter first, then water, then food. I walked along the beach looking for anything useful. I have collected so many things from that beach in the past 3 months. That first day, I found a large plastic tarp, torn but usable, 3 bottles, empty but important for water, a knife, a small folding knife still in someone's pocket, rope, tangled with seaweed, and a waterproof bag with a lighter inside. That lighter changed everything. Fire means warmth, cooked food, clean water, and hope. I have used that lighter carefully, very carefully. It's still working, but I don't know for how much longer. The sun was getting lower. I needed shelter before dark. I walked to the edge of the jungle and found a spot between 2 large rocks. It would protect me from the wind. I leaned branches against the rocks and covered them with the tarp. It wasn't pretty, but it would keep me dry. As I worked, my hands shook. Not from cold, from fear. What if nobody comes? What if nobody even knows I'm missing? What if I die here? I pushed those thoughts away. One step at a time, I said out loud. Just survive today. Worry about tomorrow later. The sun set quickly. Within minutes, darkness swallowed everything. I sat in my shelter, hugging my knees, listening to strange sounds from the jungle. Birds? Insects? Something bigger? I have spent many nights afraid of those sounds. Now I know them all. That first night, I didn't sleep. I just waited for morning, wondering if I would ever see my family again. Day 2. The thirst hit me like a hammer. My tongue felt like leather. My lips were cracked. I needed water desperately. I had 3 empty bottles. The ocean was right there, but I couldn't drink seawater. It would make me sicker. I walked into the jungle, looking for a stream or a pond. The jungle was thick. Vines hung from trees. Strange plants grew everywhere. I had to push through branches and step over roots. And then I heard it. The sound of running water. I have never run so fast in my life. I found a small stream flowing over rocks. The water was clear and cold. I fell to my knees and drank straight from the stream, not caring about anything except the water filling my mouth. It tasted like life. I filled all 3 bottles. Then I drank more. Then I splashed water on my face. Okay, I said to myself. Water? Solved. What's next? Fire was easier than I expected. I collected dry leaves and small sticks. I used the lighter. Within 5 minutes, I had flames. I have kept that fire burning for 127 days now. I never let it die completely. But fire doesn't fill your stomach. I needed food. The ocean provided. I found tide pools, small areas of water trapped between rocks when the tide goes out. Inside, crabs, small fish, mussels. Catching them wasn't elegant. I got pinched by crabs. I slipped on wet rocks. But eventually, I caught 3 crabs and a handful of mussels. I cooked them over the fire. They tasted better than any restaurant meal I have ever eaten. Over the next few weeks, I learned what I could and couldn't eat. Coconuts? Yes, but hard to open. Small fish? Yes. Those red berries? No. I was sick for 2 days. Seaweed? Yes, but not tasty. Shellfish? Yes, but cook them first. I have made many mistakes with food. I have learned from all of them. Weeks passed, then a month, then 2 months. I have built many things on this island. A better shelter. I used bamboo poles and palm leaves. It has a roof that doesn't leak and walls that keep out the wind. It's small, but it's mine. A water collection system. I positioned large leaves to catch rainwater and direct it into my bottles. When it rains, I don't have to walk to the stream. A signal fire. On the highest point of the island, I built a fire pit with dry wood ready to light. If I ever see a ship or plane, I can create a huge smoke signal in seconds. A fishing spear. I sharpened a long stick and used it to catch fish in shallow water. I'm not very good yet, but I'm improving. Tools. I have made a hammer from stone and wood, a basket from woven palm leaves, and a cup from a coconut shell. I even started a calendar. Every day I carve a mark into a tree near my shelter. Today is mark number 127. Life on the island became routine. Not easy, but routine. Wake up at sunrise, check the fire, collect water, find food, maintain shelter, improve something, watch the horizon for ships, and sleep. I have adapted to this life. That's what humans do. We adapt. But I never stopped hoping for rescue. Every day I watch the horizon. Every day I imagine seeing a boat. So far, nothing. The hardest part isn't the hunger or the exhaustion. It's the silence. I have talked to myself more in 3 months than in my entire previous life. Sometimes I narrate everything I do. Okay, Alex, now we're going to collect firewood. We need the dry pieces, not the wet ones. That's right. Good job. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it keeps me sane. I even named a coconut. His name is Wilson. Yes, like the Wilson in that movie. I drew a face on him with charcoal from the fire. Sometimes I talk to Wilson about my problems. Wilson, I say, do you think anyone is looking for us? Wilson doesn't answer, but somehow it helps. I have missed human contact so much. A conversation, a laugh, someone saying my name. The worst times are early morning and late evening. Those quiet moments when I would normally be with friends or family. Instead, I'm alone with my thoughts. I think about my mother. Does she think I'm dead? Is she crying? I think about Marcus. Did he survive? Is he on another island, going through the same struggle? I think about all the things I took for granted. Hot showers, soft beds, music, television, pizza, Wi-Fi, a simple good morning from another person. I promise myself, if I ever get rescued, I will never complain about small problems again. I will appreciate everything. But that's a big if. And then, on day 127, everything changed. This morning started like every other morning. I woke up, I checked the fire, I walked to my water source, but on my way back, I saw something that stopped my heart. A footprint. A human footprint. In the sand. Not mine. I have walked this beach every single day for 127 days. I know every rock, every tree, every tide pattern. This footprint wasn't here yesterday. Someone else is on this island. My first thought, rescue! Someone has come to find me. My second thought, but why only one footprint? My third thought, what if they're not here to rescue me? I followed the footprint. It led into the jungle toward the other side of the island, the side I haven't fully explored yet. My heart was pounding. Should I call out? Should I stay quiet? I didn't know. I have imagined meeting another person so many times. In my imagination, it was always happy. We would help each other. We would survive together. But now, with that footprint in front of me, I felt something different. Fear. I followed the tracks for 20 minutes. The jungle grew thicker. And then, through the trees, I saw it. Another camp. Someone else has been living here. Maybe for weeks. Maybe for months. Their camp was more sophisticated than mine. They had built a proper hut with a palm leaf roof and bamboo walls. They had multiple fires arranged in a circle. They had a fishing net drying on a rack. But here's what terrified me. Everything was abandoned. The fires were cold. The shelter was empty. Food was left half-eaten. Something made them leave in a hurry. I searched the camp carefully. I found a backpack with a first aid kit, a machete, a big knife for cutting plants, a journal. My hand shook as I opened the journal. The handwriting was messy, written quickly. Day 89. The island is not safe. I have seen things I cannot explain. Shapes in the jungle at night. My supplies have disappeared. Someone or something is watching me. Day 92. I must leave the camp. I will try to build a raft and reach another island. If anyone finds this, do not stay here after dark. Do not trust the jungle. Something is wrong with this place. The journal ended there. I have read those words 10 times now. Each time, my fear grows. I ran back to my camp. I collected the machete, the first aid kit, and supplies from the abandoned camp. Then I returned to my shelter and built up my fire as large as possible. The sun is setting now. I have maybe 30 minutes of daylight left. I don't know what to believe. Is there really something dangerous on this island? Or was the journal writer just scared and alone, like me? Fear can make you imagine things. But I have survived for 127 days by being careful, by planning, by respecting this island. Tonight, I will stay alert. I will keep my fire burning bright. I will hold the machete close. Tomorrow, I will explore further. I need to understand what happened here. I need to know if I'm really alone. But right now, I have a decision to make. Do I stay in my camp? Do I leave the island on a raft like the journal writer tried? Do I search for them? I have survived this long by making smart choices. This might be the most important choice yet. The jungle is getting darker. The sounds are getting louder. And somewhere out there, maybe on this island, maybe on another island, maybe at the bottom of the ocean, is the person who wrote that journal. This is my story. Day 127 on a desert island. I have learned to survive. I have built a life from nothing. I have adapted to this place. But the island has taught me something else. I still have so much to learn. What happens next? Will I find the journal writer? What is really in the jungle? Will I ever be rescued? I don't know yet. But I promise you this. I will survive. I have come too far to give up now. And if you want to know what happens, if you want to continue this journey with me, then subscribe to this channel. Because this story isn't over. In fact, it's just beginning. Thank you for learning English with me today through this survival story. I hope you have enjoyed this adventure and learned some useful vocabulary and grammar. Let's review some key points we have learned. Present perfect tense. I have survived for 127 days. Duration from past to present. I have built many things. Past actions with present results. I have never felt so alone. Lifetime experiences. Survival vocabulary. Shelter. Priorities. Desperately. Adapted. Rescued. Abandoned. Alert. And many more. Problem-solving language. What should I do? I need to. My priority is. I have decided to. If this video has helped you learn English, please subscribe to the channel for more stories. Like this video, share it with other English learners, and comment below, what would you do on a desert island? Next time, we will continue Alex's story. What will happen next? You will have to wait and see. Until then, keep learning, keep practicing, and remember, language learning is an adventure. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.